everyone, I'm Carolyn. Welcome back to another episode of As I See It. So, was out and about doing my morning routine, hanging out outside, playing with my dog, and started texting my friend, and she wanted to know what I thought about The Slap. I hadn't yet heard of it. I don't watch award shows. I'm not into any of those. So once I logged onto the computer, I went and started looking around to see what it was all about. And so I thought I would share my thoughts on that because I think they may be a little different than some of the comments that I have been seeing. So first of all, let's talk about what I think about it. Number one, I think that Chris Rock was in very, very poor taste in making a joke about Jada Smith's illness, Will Smith's wife. I mean, would he have thought it was funny to make a joke about someone in the audience who had visible scars from surgery or a prosthetic or, you know, any other number of, or somebody with a disability? I mean, I thought the joke was in extremely poor taste. Did that warrant the reaction from Will Smith? No, I don't think it did. I don't think that violence is ever an answer to anything. And when I first thought about doing this video, I was going to tie it back to a video I did a week or so ago about toxic masculinity. And it's interesting because I was reading, I wanted to do a little research and kind of see what people are saying about it before I shot the video. And on a Facebook post, I read mostly, well, kind of mixed reactions. No, he shouldn't have done it. It was a horrible example for kids, which I agree with, right? You know, if we're going to be teaching our kids and especially our young boys that it's not okay to hit, and then on a family-friendly show like this, someone demonstrates violence in reaction to something that he didn't like, that is not a very good example. But what really shocked me, well, no, it didn't shock me. I expected this. I love you, Will Smith. Thanks for standing up for your wife. You're a real man and her hero. And that's from a woman. And, oh my God, dramatic much? Good Lord, he didn't shoot him. And the frickin' former president was worse than this. I'm sure what happened won't hurt the Oscars. So this really plays into my ideas about where we are as a society about toxic masculinity. That people are cheering Will Smith on for demonstrating violence to stand up for his woman. I mean, talk about toxic masculinity, right? And I'll put a link to that video at the end in case you missed it. But, you know, in a nutshell, that's what I think. Whatever is going on with Will Smith, whether, you know, he was stressed out or angry or whatever, I mean, he had a period of time from getting up from his chair to walking onto the stage. There had to be 10, 15 seconds or more there to rethink what he was going to do, and he did it anyway. And I think that, I don't know what was going through his mind, you know, hitting Chris Rock on national television, millions of people watching, and I don't know. But I do think that all the men in our society are victims of this toxic idea about what being a man is. And I think that Will Smith is probably victim to that. Can you imagine being a man, or the men in my audience, sitting in the audience while millions of people watch this man make fun of your wife for an illness that you and your family have been struggling with, right? You've been seeing her suffer. You've been seeing her really bad days. I can't imagine how hard it was for him to sit there and listen to this, right? And then there's also the ego. Am I going to let him just get away with this? Do I look like a wimp? Do I look like a wuss if I just let him get away with this? What am I going to do? And I'm sure all of those messages about masculinity were going through his head. All those messages about, well, am I going to just sit here and let him get away with that and look like a wuss? Or am I going to get up and do something about it? Am I going to be my wife's hero? Am I going to stand up and show the world that I'm just not a pushover, that he can't talk about my wife like this? I want to be the hero. I don't want to sit here and be a wuss. So I can imagine all of the messages, the scripts that are going on inside his head as he sat there for those few seconds before he got up. So I think, I'm going to say again and again, that I think men are as much victims of this toxic masculinity as women are. So that's kind of how I see it. But there's another element of it that I haven't seen yet talked about. And I think this one is kind of the duh moment, right? The Academy Awards or the Oscars, right? What are they about? They're about honoring, recognizing the best actors and actresses, movies, scripts, everybody that goes into making movies, right? It's about showcasing and celebrating Hollywood, right? You know where I'm going? Think about the violence that Hollywood has perpetuated on the big screen, on the small screen, throughout all of our lives, as long as Hollywood and film has been in existence. Well, maybe not. I don't know if violent movies, were there violent, silent movies? You know what? I think there were. I seem to remember silent movies and punching and, fighting. I mean, even, okay, not necessarily guns and knives and all the things that we see now, but cowboys and Indians, right? And gunfights and punching and, So violence has been a part of Hollywood, has been a part of our movie-going experience all of our lives, right? It perpetuates violence. It glorifies violence. It glorifies toxic masculinity. Hollywood glorifies the hero. I'm going to be the hero, and I'm going to save the day. And so in an event, a celebration of the best, someone takes a script from what we've seen and played out in movies for generations, and it plays out in real life on screen at a Hollywood event. Duh, really? And who's going to be surprised by it? So that's what I think is the most head-scratching thing about the whole thing. Like, really? You're surprised? Movies have been showing us this kind of violence forever. And now people are going to be outraged that Will Smith, stepped out of character or stepped into character, however you want to look at it, right? Stepped into, he became a character, right? Standing up, becoming the hero, playing out that toxic masculine role. So that's what I think. I think that if we live in a society that normalizes violence, you can't be surprised when somebody is violent, right? When we normalize, and take it a step further, when we normalize assault on women, sexual assault on women, when we normalize all the things that Hollywood celebrates, excess and just the worst of the worst of the worst of people to make us all feel better. When Hollywood spoon feeds us that every single day, we cannot be shocked when we see it play out in real life. So that's how I see it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time for a video about Ginny Thomas. I'm going to work on that next. And I also did a poll. Go check out the community tab. I want to know what you guys think about handling comments that are propaganda and lies. So go check that out. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.